In the 19th century Italy, only reminiscences and the majestic ruins of the Colosseum had remained from the bygone glory of the Roman Empire. For more than 1,000 years, the country had been split into small states. The ancestors of the proud Romans seemed to have forgotten about their great predecessors. But in the 19th century, a movement for the unification of Italy sprang up among the not numerous Italian intellectuals, which came to be known as Risorgimento, that is, resurrection. His dream was to unite Italy and bring peace and prosperity to his people. He spent most part of his life striving for his dream to come true. I do not like war. It is the tears of the suppressed that made me take the arms in my hands, said the national hero of Italy, Giuseppe Garibaldi. As a child, Giuseppe was dreaming of sea voyages and adventures. At the age of 15, he was hired as a ship's boy, and 10 years later, he became captain and owner of the ship. In 1883, he joined the Young Italy secret society, and a year later, he received his first task, to start a mutiny on a warship. But the plot was a failure, and Garibaldi was sentenced to death. To escape execution, he fled to South America, which was like getting into the frying pan from the fire. The fight for independence was underway in the south of Brazil, in the republics of Rio Grande and Uruguay, and the freedom-loving Italian took the side of the Republicans. There in Latin America, amidst blood and war horrors, Giuseppe met the love of his life, Anita da Silva, a woman of Portuguese origin who fought with him for the freedom of republic. My wife is the 8th wonder of the world, Garibaldi wrote to his parents. She is beautiful and kind, and she is sharing all the burdens of the war life with me. Thanks to the feats in Latin America, Giuseppe was much spoken about in Europe. The newspapers published the colorful description of his appearance: long hair, beard, and mustache, a red shirt, a scarf, and a gray poncho. In 1848, a new rebellion against the Austrian dominance broke out in northern Italy. Garibaldi returned to his homeland to join with his people in their struggle. He disembarked at the head of a small detachment only, but in a year, under his leadership, a Roman Republic was proclaimed. However, in a few months, a French army seized Rome, and Garibaldi, together with his detachment, headed to the north trying to reach Venice, the last stronghold of the revolution. On the way there, his pregnant wife died, and he, hunted by enemies, could not bury her with dignity. With a great difficulty, he reached Piedmont, but there he was arrested and exiled from the country. Garibaldi strayed around the world, sailing as a merchant marine captain. China, New Zealand, Australia, England. 5 years passed. Giuseppe was allowed to return to his homeland. He acquired a small island of Caprera, where he spent several years in peace and quiet. In 1860, people's uprisings in the south of Italy proved Garibaldi with an opportunity to place himself at the head of an expedition to southern Italy, which later came to be known as the Expedition of the Thousand. An excellent military operation resulted in the liberation of southern Italy from the Bourbon rule. But a year later, when Garibaldi made another attempt to liberate Rome, he was declared a rebel, arrested, and sent under escort to the island of Caprera. The French forces left the territory of the Papal State only in 1870, but Giuseppe was on his island at that time, surrounded by the royal warships. Garibaldi's dream came true. The papal lands became part of the Italian kingdom, and his homeland again became united. At the ebb of his life, Garibaldi settled down on his island, farming and trying to earn his living by writing. Proud and independent, he had turned down the monetary aid and pension from the Italian government and had given his consent to it only a few years before he passed away. Garibaldi died on June 2, 1882, on the island of Caprera, which became his burial place. The name of the Italian revolutionary, Giuseppe Garibaldi, became a symbol of the struggle for freedom and national independence. Partisan detachments fighting in Italy during World War II against the German forces and the Mussolini army proudly had the name of their national hero on their banners and were called the Garibaldi Brigades.